guys, hello and welcome back to the Spurs-related YouTube channel and podcast. I hope everyone's doing very well on this very warm Sunday in the UK. Today, we have got a very special video. We are going through our top player picks with an £150 million summer transfer budget. I'm joined alongside Jack of Spurs-related, all the way from his kitchen this time, it looks like. Very quickly, Jack, how are you doing, mate?
I'm doing well. You used to say the joke saying I'm going all around my house, anywhere I can find. It's like crazy. But you know what? I'm here giving my transfer wish list. I can't wait to talk about it. I reckon mine's got the edge on yours, James. But I'm sure we're going to talk about it. And I'm sure the Spurs relatables will debate it in the comments.
Yeah, exactly that. And guys, let us know what you do with £150 million in the comments. Guys, the support on the channel has been absolutely crazy lately. I requested 100 likes on the last video and we got about 160, loads of new subs still. So welcoming on to the new subs. Welcome back to the existing subs. Absolutely loving it at the moment. I think it got 3,000 views, which is just crazy, right, Jack? So we really appreciate the support. And yeah, if you could, we'll go for a like total today of 125 likes. Can we do that? We've got 160 on the last. Please do smash the thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. But less of that. Jack, let's get straight into things. What is your first player pick with a £150 million budget?
Right, let's do it. Who's better to start off than the man we're linked with, the man everyone wants, the man that can revolutionise our midfield, and that man is James Maddison. What a player. Extraordinary every season for me for Leicester. Spurs were linked with him before when he was playing in the Championship. We've always quite liked him. Our scouting department always has. And now is our opportunity to sign him. Like I've said in previous videos, I believe if we don't sign him now, we're not going to have the opportunity to, because football is a cutthroat business. If some of the most creative midfielders for Manchester United, Arsenal, even Manchester City, they might not be playing their best, and they're going to look at the transfer market and think, who's a ready-made replacement? James Maddison, he's available. So for me, it's now or never for Tottenham. Let's pay the money. A fantastic player, and I really think he would be pivotal to Tottenham's chances of potentially going in the top four or playing in Europe next season. So yeah, let's get him in, James. And I've given £50 million as a price tag.
Bang, like it. And I'm sure it'll be in a lot of the Spurs relatables picks as well, right, Jack? So yeah. Pretty popular pick there. Let's hear about your second pick. You've already spent a third of your budget, so let's hear about what your second pick is, Jack.
Right, let's get into it. This one is also a pricey signing. Look, there's the spoiler. I've gone for someone that we've not really been linked with, but I've watched him a lot of times in the Bundesliga last year, and I think he's a game-changing centre-half. Nico Schlotterbeck at Borussia Dortmund. Unlucky not to win the title with them next year. It always seems like they're so close, but they can never just get over the line. Almost reminds me a bit of Tottenham. But yeah, a fantastic team. I really like him. A ball-playing centre-half. I've got some stats here. He was 96% percentile for progressive carries last year, 93% percentile of passes attempted, and he also created 0.16 assists per 90, which for a centre-half, in my opinion, is incredible stats. If you do your research on percentile, it's all green. Everything about this guy screams ball-playing centre-back, would fit like a treat in Ange Postecoglou's system. James Lawrence Allcourt, a YouTuber who loves to do a bit of analysis and looks at players, also said he'd love to see him at Spurs. And I feel like it'd be a statement signing. So let's bring him in, spend the money, centre-half. Like, if we can beat off the competition, for me, it's a no-brainer.
Like it, maybe a bit of a differential choice there, Jack. Not heard his name too much, so yeah, can see why you would bring this guy in. 96 in the 96th percentile of progressive carries. That's exactly what you need in an Ange system, and you're spot on playing the high line. Seems like a very nice fit. But Jack, you've now spent 95 out of your 150 million. I know there's some player sales as well. Who's your third player, mate?
Third pick. Well, if the slides are in order, I'm not sure. Oh, there they are. Van der Ven. I tell you what, I hadn't done too much research on this man before we were linked with him, but I tell you what, I'm going to say it again. I'm that excited. He's really impressed me. Extremely fast, can play centre half or left back, almost like Jean Matonga's heir. Someone who's going to come in and bring I just think he'd be a really good player. I do. For me, I'd want to bring him in alongside another established centre half, someone like maybe Tapsoba, that might be in James's list, or someone like
Well, hang
Schlotterbeck.
on, you surely Schlotterbeck. That's
Yeah, I know. But I'm just giving alternative options here at SpursRelated. That's what we do. Got to look at other options, James.
Fair enough.
So yeah, Schlotterbeck would be my first choice. But if we can bring someone with Van der Ven in, who's young, he's 22, that can learn off Schlotterbeck and already made quality in Romero, I think we'd start to build a really good structure at the back, and we'd have different options. He would thrive at a high back line, which we know we're going to play under Postecoglou. We spoke about his tactics enough. So yeah, for me, £35 million wouldn't come too cheap, but like you say, it's quality over quantity. Bringing two brilliant established centre halves who are young, willing to improve, and want to learn of a class manager that we're hoping is Ange Postecoglou. So yeah, we'd be excited about this one.
Like it. Okay, and now now you've spent, my maths is right around £130 million, Jack. So you're getting close to that budget. What are you doing next?
Money. Right, who is next? I'm pretty sure. Well, I think I've got two players remaining. So I'm guessing, you've gone for Ansu Fati. Look, James has got the slides. They're ready to go. And I tell you what, this is a bit of a controversial one. 20 years of age, people are touting Ansu Fati to be the heir to Messi. Crazy to think about now, considering his last couple of years. Like I say, it's very controversial. But for me, every time I've watched him play, he gets you off the edge of his seat. He's come through the Barcelona Academy. You know there's a player in there. And I feel like he'll be a fantastic rotational option. He's right-footed, plays on the left-hand side. It come out today that Son is going to be probably missing around 7 games due to the Asian Cup, I think it is. So that's a massive miss. And we need someone who's going to compete. We all know Son's form fell off last year. There was no one really competing with him for that spot, as Danjuma, as much as us Spurs fans liked him, he didn't really deliver the goods. So for me, Ansu Fati, he's 20 years of age, Barcelona product, revive your career at Tottenham, be the star boy here and give Son that competition, can play across the front line. Swap deal for Lo Celso. A lot of Spurs fans, including myself, feel like it's time for Lo Celso to go on. Xavi has publicly come out and said he really likes the player, or it's been reported by multiple sources. So for me, £35 million and Lo Celso off the wage books. Bring him in, James. Bring him in. You know me, I love a controversial take.
So are you saying 35 mil plus Lo Celso? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think he's 20 years old. He's going to retain a lot of value. People love this player. So again,
he's quite injury prone, isn't he?
Relatively injury prone, but he's 20. Like, give this man a chance.
That's more alarming.
Yeah.
He's got injuries.
With Spurs' medical department, maybe it's not a match made in heaven. But at the end of the day, 7 goals, 4 assists in the La Liga this year. 99% touches in the attacking penalty area. Likes to drive at the box. Fantastic ball manipulation. 90th percentile for progressive passes. So he clearly likes to be creative as well. And I just feel like, bring him in. Give him a chance. Right. Let him revive his career. Tottenham Hotspur is the place to be.
Jack, I'm going to move you on to your next pick. Who is that?
Sofyan Amrabat. Love to see him playing the 6. Thrived at Fiorentina this year. We've been linked with him in the past. Conte was a massive fan, and Spurs fans, probably including myself really, were up in arms about this signing. We were like, why? How is he going to come in and help us with our Champions League hopes, which we ended up getting, and we ended up getting Bentancur, who's now injured. But I think a midfield 3 of Amrabat, Bentancur and James Maddison gets me excited. It makes me want to get down Spurs. Even, James, I used to wake up at 4 a.m. watching the pre-season games. A midfield 3 of that, tell you what, I'll wake up at any time because I want to see Amrabat spraying those balls in the pockets of space, keeping it tidy. Schlotterbeck playing the ball out wide. Wow, we're building a team here, James. It's like I've got my Tottenham back.
Maybe we need to make you director of football, Jack. Let's see. But it's a perfect time. We're halfway through the video, 10 minutes in. Guys, if you haven't smashed the thumbs up already, do smash the thumbs up. And the secret word today is DOF, Director of Football. So whack it in the comments and put your comments of your £150 million Tottenham transfer window as well. Absolutely loving the sport, as I said before. So let's keep the channel growing and absolutely love the Spurs Relatable support recently. Jack, now you're on about 190 million, mate. So you're going to have to sell some players. So what's going on now?
Right, sales have to be made. And the first one out the door, have we got slides for this one?
Just the captions.
Bummer, that's all we need at the end of the day. Sanchez, your time's gone. You've got to go, buddy. We spent a lot of money on you. He came through Ajax. I think Ajax. I hope I got that right. And I think we spent about £14 million. So at the time, we thought it was going to be a fantastic centre-half, grow with the club. And we brought in Sanchez when we had arguably the best centre-half partnership in the league in Vertonghen and Alderweireld. So it proves we were building on our strengths, really. And that's what we've got to continue to do now. But I think he's got to go. And I reckon we could recoup a fee of about £15 million, which I think is fair. There's still potential there. He's not too old. And there probably is potential suitors. Another one that maybe is going to be controversial to people is Japhet Tanganga. I feel like there's a player in there, like I've pretty much said about every player. There's always a player. If you're a professional footballer, you're playing, training 5 days a week, you've been signed by Tottenham, you'd like to think you've got a bit of talent. And at the end of the day, he was linked with AC Milan. He was linked with multiple Serie A clubs. He had a stellar performance. So burst onto the scene, as Michael Richards said, when he played Tottenham v Liverpool. And I watched him live and I thought he was fantastic. A couple of strong games in the FA Cup when Tottenham played Norwich. He played on the right-hand side, quite quick, very strong. But yeah, I just don't think he's good enough for where we want to be this time next year. So that's why I'm moving him on. Just quickly, last couple, Harry Winks, Mini Esther, as people used to call him. He's not that anymore, is he? He's not up to the standard. Stellar performance at Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. Everyone was thinking, what a player we have on our hands. But Harry Winks, it's time to go. I know you're a Tottenham boy, but hopefully Tottenham will be moving on to bigger and better things. But I wish you well. And finally, Lo Celso. Fantastic for Argentina. It definitely hasn't lived up to the expectation in a Tottenham shirt. I think that corner v Everton just ruined his chances of ever gaining the hearts of Tottenham fans. But if you go back a couple of years, his first 6 months in a Spurs shirt under Mourinho, he was very impressive. Mourinho seemed to quite like the player after not liking him when he first came in. A lot of people were saying he wasn't the most likeable character in the dressing room. And for me, I think it's time he moves on. Like some people may say, Jack, you've only moved up 4 players there. I've tried to keep it realistic. You probably can't have a massive summer overhaul because it's hard to ship off players. But for me, Jack, director of football, sign me up because I tell you what, that'd be a strong summer transfer window.
Right, there you go. You've heard it from Jack. Do you agree with his choices? He's now given me a good 6 minutes to go through mine. So, director of football, but the Usain Bolt style one is about to come up. So here we go. Jack just loves talking, doesn't he? You can't stop him sometimes. I'm joking. It was great, Jack. But obviously, we like to keep these videos short and concise. So I'm going to speed through this, but still give you some great content. Here we go. So mine starts off very similarly to Jack's in 50 million for James Maddison. I won't talk about him for too long. We know what a player he is. We know how much I like him. You know, last season in a relegated team, 30 matches played in the Premier League, 10 goals and 9 assists, 19 goal contributions in 30 games for a team that got relegated. I'm sure Leicester wish some of their players were on his level, but maybe there is another Leicester player in my 150 million budget. But that is a third of my budget straight away. Bang. Into the next one. It's Edmund Tapsoba, our top centre-back target. 40 million, I reckon we could get this guy for. I think it may be between 35 and 45 million pounds. 6'3". He is strong, powerful, aggressive defender. Very, very highly rated in the Bundesliga. And I'm a fan of this guy from doing my research. You know, 90%, top 90% percentile for passes attempted. He's in the top 95 percentile for progressive passes. So we need a centre back that can play out from the back, that won't panic like an Eric Dyer or a Davinson Sanchez. And this guy looks like he's composed at the back. He is aggressive and he is confident, and that is exactly what we want. He also has he's in the top 92 percentile for progressive carries as well. So not only is he good at passing, but he's good at carrying the ball forwards, which is exactly what we need with Romero. But also we need that defensive solidity, and I think he's got it as well. I think from what I've researched and what the stats are saying in terms of our data-driven transfer window and style of recruitment, this guy is at the top of the list, and let's get him in. I don't even feel like it's too much of a risk. People might go, well, it might be another Davinson Sanchez where he comes from another league. I genuinely believe that this guy is a very, very, very decent football player. And also the other thing is he's only 24. So he's got plenty of time to progress as well. But I also feel like he's got enough experience to go straight into that 11. As we move on, Alex Scott, I've talked about him time and time again. You might think, well, James, what? You've already spent 50 million on number 10. I do believe we need two number 10s in a system where there's a 4-3-3 formation with a number 10 playing in Kane, Son, and Kulusevski or Richarlison. I really do believe that 20 million is, honestly, I'm going to say it, I think it's a steal for this guy. People will be thinking, well, he's in the Championship, but he is 19 years of age. He is fantastic at dribbling. He can play centre mid, number 10, and on the right. He's versatile. He got Young Player of the Year in the Championship. This guy is the next Dele Alli type player. I'm telling you now. Clip me saying it. I don't mind admitting I'm wrong if I'm wrong, but from what I've seen, this guy is very promising, and I'm sure other clubs are in for him behind the scenes as well. Let's get it done. Go on.
Just quickly on this one, I'll be interested to hear your take, because you say you think he's similar to a Dele Alli type player, or unless you see like type of signing. Would you play him deeper or would you play him higher? Because as we know, Dele Alli made late runs into the box, fantastic in the air, very composed in front of goal. For me, I see Alex Scott playing a bit deeper. Like you say, he's got fantastic dribbling, really good in tight spaces, and he's also quite creative. So where would you play him? Could he play alongside James Maddison, or do you think they're too much of a similar player?
I think he would be a backup to Maddison, but also a backup to like Bentancur, where he plays deeper as well. I don't think he's a natural 10, but I think he could blossom into a natural 10 with his dribbling ability and his ability to win free kicks like a Jack Grealish type player. I think he will go further forward throughout his career.
Sure. I like it. I like it. And would you say he has the capability to break in the Tottenham team for next year?
I think he would be on the fringe, not in the starting 11, but you know, for this video, I'm saying Maddison's the first choice buy, and then Scott comes into it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on, Jack. We go. My fourth choice is Bremer of Juventus. Fantastic player, solid, strong, good in the air. What more can I say about this guy? He's an absolute titan. I believe he's left-footed as well. So would fit in at left centre-back perfectly. And I honestly believe that this guy, if we get him and Tapsoba, I'd be surprised. But I'm saying it's a bit of a wish list, right? It's a bit of a dream. So I think if we can get him in, absolutely fantastic business. My fifth choice.
Sorry, James. I was going to say, I think Bremer's right-footed, and I don't know, for me personally, just to cause a bit of a debate, I think maybe he's not as suited to an Ange Postecoglou system, the more research I've done. But like you say, he has been good for Juventus and was fantastic at Torino in the year before. So I'll be interested to see what other people make of it as well.
I think, Jack, you got to remember we need a left. You're right. I am wrong about the foot, but I think we need a left-sided player and a right-sided centre back. We're going to lose Davinson Sanchez, who's technically the right-sided one, and we're going to lose Longley, and we need that left-sided centre back, right? We just do. Eric Dyer, no. Anyway, Harvey Barnes, £25 million. What a player! So quick, so just brilliant. 13 goals last season for Leicester. Absolutely incredible. And yeah, you know, he's in the top 94 percentile for non-penalty goals. Pretty impressive as well for a team that got relegated. I'm going to move on and very quickly talk about Sofiane Amrabat. Jack, you've already mentioned him. He's so good on the ball. He was so impressive in that Europa League conference final. £30 million. Let's get him in. So that is 150 million spent and £50 million in sales. The sales I'm going for are Eric Dyer, Ryan Sessegnon, Ndombele and Sanchez, and I believe total of that is 50 million. Probably looking at about no more than 10 for Sessegnon. I'd be surprised if anyone pays that. Ndombele maybe 20, Sanchez maybe 15, and Dyer maybe 5 or 10. £50 million bought back from the 200 million that I've spent on the players, and that is my picks done. A little bit rushed at the end there, but hopefully you guys got the gist of my ideal £150 million transfer window. Guys, if you did enjoy that type of video, smash a thumbs up. Please, please, please subscribe if you're new. We're loving the growth. We're loving the support on the channel at the moment. It's amazing. Also, we're live on Spurs Talk Show later. So if you did want to come over and see more of us, pop over there. I'll put the link in our community section. And yeah, that's about all we have time for. Jack, absolutely loved that one. And guys, we'll see you in the next one. As always, come on, you Spurs!